There's going to be 2 islands out here, safety spots for pedestrians and cyclists as they're crossing Naito.
Safety is at the heart of the Southwest Naito Parkway Improvement Project. The Portland Bureau of Transportation will put in new signals. ADA access will be upgraded. The road and sidewalks leading up to the Hawthorne Bridge will also get a major redo.
In the future configuration, it's going to vary between 9 and 12 feet wide.
So a big difference for cyclists and pedestrians both sharing that space as they interface with cars at the top of the ramp there.
Yes, it's going to be much safer. We're going to have lights at the top of the ramp, so there's no more a game of who goes first. There's going to be ped push buttons for the cyclists and pedestrians to be able to cross safely.
And to the north of the Hawthorne Bridge, a new multi-use path will be extended along Naito Parkway all the way up to the steel bridge.
We have what we know as BNF, or Better Naito Forever. It's a continuation of the improvements for the safety of pedestrians and cyclists, both traveling north-south, commuting, access back and forth to the Tom McCall Waterfront Park from downtown Portland.
Better Naito started in 2015 as a pilot project, closing 1 northbound lane along Naito Parkway during Portland's busy festival season. The goal was to keep crowds of walkers and cyclists safe. A rendering of this latest project, called Better Naito Forever, shows cyclists will soon have their own designated 2-way path, and pedestrians will have more space when festivals return to Waterfront Park.
And a reminder to drivers, the Hawthorne Bridge will be off limits from 8 p.m. Friday through Sunday evening. And of course, the ramp from Naito Parkway to the Hawthorne Bridge remains closed through the end of the month. This phase of construction is expected to wrap up on May 31st. Chris McGinnis, KGW News.